So who do you guys like?
I think realistically, let's be straight. I think it doesn't really matter who comes out on top on this. I think Trump is going to get re-elected come November. You know, November. And I think you know, and I think you know the reason why I think that. No, yeah, you're right. Anything can happen. But we did say that as well in 2016. And look what happened there. You know, Hillary. Everyone thought, nobody in their right mind thought, Trump was going to win. Let's be real. We all of us.
Well, not until a certain point. Yeah,
realistically, you know, we thought this is a guy that was going to not get very far. You know, Hillary Clinton, the heir apparent, it was, you know, it was kind of set up for her to win, and she didn't. This time around,
I kind of, sorry to cut you off, I kind of think that during that time, I think we live in a world whereby we've been very politically correct for a long time. And I think that voters in America felt that Trump was a breath of fresh air. Saying what he felt, how he saw it, and literally catering to people's views. And this is what I feel.
Lies.
This is what I feel is powerful. He basically said to people, look, to a certain community, you have been forgotten. I have remembered you. I am your savior. I want to fight for your issues. I want to take care of you. I want to prioritize our country, and I want to make America great again. It's almost a sense of isolationism and prioritizing American interest, representing the everyday American.
But also acknowledging it is the same thing that you just argued about with Amari.
But again, I
agree with that.
I 100% agree. It is American. It's nationalism. You cannot argue against nationalism. You cannot defeat nationalism with a logical argument because you're catering to the hearts and minds. Let me give you an example.
Well, I think you can.
It's almost like, for example, I'll give a very basic example.
John F. Kennedy did it.
Well, that's John F. Kennedy, but this is the current president.
And also because Nixon was a bit of a tool as well.
The point I'm trying to make is this: when you say to people, look,
different times.
When people don't feel welcomed, they don't feel a sense of belonging, they don't feel that they can identify, and they're not getting a slice of the pie, that is going to make people resent those who are currently in power.
Yeah, but I looked at all of that and I was like, what? Like, there's this lady, I can't remember her name now, but she wrote a nice article in The Guardian about, you know, we talk about the North and underinvestment. It was like, this thing is exaggerated a lot, you know. Like, it's like, they're forgotten parts of the country. That's exaggerated a lot, you know.
Today, I want to make a prediction today, February the 13th, 2020. Nationalism across countries will take over politics like a virus.
Okay, but talk to me about the campaigns. Whose campaign are you liking, and who's good on the issues so far that you like?
To be honest, I don't think any of them will do well against Trump.
No, but the polling says that Bernie beats Trump.
Yeah, but come on, let's be real, because I think, you know, Bernie Sanders is almost certainly going to experience what Jeremy Corbyn experienced last year in the sense of, you know, I think, let us be real, we are living in an age now where populist politics has taken over, and we have seen that over the last 5 years at least. And it's not just, you know, here in the UK, in the US, there's been countries in Europe where that's kind of happened as well. I think we are now living in that era where populist politics is what appeals to the hearts and minds of people. And as you say, nationalism is what appeals to the hearts and minds of people. Donald Trump just beat impeachment last week. He's going to be banging on the drum about how the establishment were trying to take him down. You know, he's going to point to the fact that unemployment rates have gone down.
But they got him in the house, right?
So it doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter.
I think you make an interesting point about populism, nationalism. The question I have on the table is where do you now see the position of left-leaning political parties?
Right.
And what position should they be taking in this environment?
And so,
what case should they be making?
And so, not just left parties, but also about
people that
the future of the left. Right, exactly.
Right.
So, are we doing like horseshoe theory, where you go all the way around past Corbyn and you get to like Galloway and them man there?
Well,
and
I can't for you to go that.
Right. I'm just saying, but that's the question on the table. Or do we go to the Pete Buttigieg and say let's run to the centre?
You have to run to the centre.
You have to run to the centre. People want to know how immediate. Okay, I'll coin the term fast food politics. Fast food in the sense that people want to understand how immediate issues are going to be solved with immediate policies. People don't have long-term thinking about politics. They want to know, I'm suffering, how can you address it? How can you address it immediately? And that's where the left are failing, because they give you long utopian ideals of a fair society. And let's wake up. Society's not fair. People are hungry. People are homeless. People are committing suicide. And the rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer. That is reality right now. So the whole notion of an equal and fair society is neither here or there, because the big companies want to see how can you further our interests, rather than saying, hey multinational company, I want to tax the hell out of you. And what they're gonna say, I'll move my headquarters elsewhere. I'll take my jobs elsewhere, and I'll create massive unemployment to your country.
Why is Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez so popular? If that's correct.
She's popular on social media. She's not popular with the electorate.
She's won 2 elections. She's won 2 elections.
Let her win every election she wants to win. Jeremy Corbyn was also winning elections.
He was. He won 2 elections too. Yeah.
Yeah, but
has the worst election results since 1935. The worst polling rate since Michael Ford.
Nobody else.
The worst leadership rating since Evan Grant, and the worst rating since Ian Duncan Smith.
I want to go back to Alexander Cortez.
Let's go back to America.
I don't think the
solutions... Ocasio-Cortez, it's like... Okay, in the words of David Cameron, too many tweets make a twat. It's very, very nice to be in Twitter where
I'm sorry, Amara, she doesn't just tweet.
Yeah, right, exactly. This is the point.
I don't think you can devalue the impact she has brought in American politics.
I'm not devaluing her impact.
Well, you are. You're saying too many tweets make a twat, and that's not true.
Too many tweets make a twat.
You're saying that in the context of her as a politician, and her job is much more than that.
Because a lot of politicians spend most of their day, a large percentage.
But we're not talking about a lot of politicians. We're talking about Alexander Cortez.
She's one of the politicians that spend a large portion of their day on Twitter.
That's ridiculous.
Please, in an echo.
How many times has Trump tweeted?
I think Trump is a ridiculous man to be tweeting. Like, when is he ruling the country? But the reality of the matter is, just because somebody is getting praise from their Twitter followers does not mean that they have mass wider appeal, because the majority of people who vote are not on Twitter. So the fact that Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez is popular on social media doesn't mean she's popular.
This is not about her popularity. She's making the points of the arguments that no one's kind of talking about in politics.
But the reality of the matter is, in this election coming up, her points are not going to win.
So, but why did
her ideology is not going to be the winning ideology.
Why did Bernie Sanders win the first 2 primaries?
So you're looking at it. It's a primary. Within the it's the Democratic caucus that are making that decision. It's not the wider United States.
No, but someone said run to the center, right? So if like leftism, like total leftism, like socialism isn't the answer, then why is Bernie moving like he is?
Well, he's moving like within the Democratic.
Exactly. No, but that doesn't answer the question. No, sorry. No. Because that doesn't answer the question. Why is Bernie currently more popular than other centrist Democratic leaders? That's the question. We're talking about within that context. Well, in the terms of leftism, how left is do you know what I'm saying? Where do we go from there? Because if we're going to say that, okay, Ocasio doesn't have the answer, right? Ocasio's policies, which are the same as Bernie's policies, right, are doing well at the moment, right?
Do you know what?
And the polling says that Bernie's going to beat Trump. That's what the polling says.
The polling can say anything. Bernie's not going to beat Trump, and that's not the outcome I prefer, but it's just the outcome that's going to happen, because at the end of I think the whole fact that Trump technically was impeached, because the House impeaches, the Senate removes you from office. The fact that Trump was not removed from office, all his deep state theory and witch hunts, this and the other,
make the deep state great again.
Those people that believe it is now going to flog it and flog it and flog it and flog it some more. The fact that he wasn't removed from office has essentially, to his fans and to people who not necessarily his fans, but were sympathetic to his ideology, it has proved.
Amara, what is Trump's ideology?
I don't believe that Trump. I am a right-wing person. I don't believe that Trump is right-wing. I believe Trump is a political opportunist.
isn't any person that leans to a specific ideology a political opportunist, because they'll use their ideology to capture the hearts and minds.
No, because I don't believe Trump believes in what he's doing or what he's saying. I just don't believe.